Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Me Guerra My Culture podcast. I'm your host, John, and I'm here with a very special guest, my friend, Miss Riley Gilbo. How you doing, Riley?
I'm good. I had my coffee, I have water.
I got my water too.
So I am caffeinated and hydrated.
And she's recording. This is her first podcast, guys, so give it up for Riley.
I clap for myself. I have my own
Sounded
audience.
like you were beating a stuffed bear or something.
Oh, you could have gone many different places with that one. I'm not going to comment.
No, it's not that kind of podcast.
Oh, yeah.
No, but we're just here trying to keep you company through this quarantine, keeping it very positive, very casual. Riley, just on the lighter side of things, how has it been?
It's been good. I've definitely struggled with getting into a new routine, with my afternoons and after, because I still work from home. I work pretty much full time from home. I'm an accountant. If most of y'all don't know, but so I work from home. Have my own work from home setup. Need to really get on that home workout train, which I've struggled with a little bit. But other than that, I feel like I've done okay finding ways to spend my time. I became a foster dog parent recently. So
and his name was
Brody. He was super cute. Aww. Chihuahua mix, and he has found his forever home. Bittersweet, sad. But now my home is open for another foster dog, so they can keep me company during quarantine and also have a place to stay while they get trained.
What was the breed?
Ready. He was a Chihuahua mix, so he was pretty small, but he was bigger than a Chihuahua. He was pretty he was chunky, but
yeah. I mean, I can put a picture up on the screen right now of Brody. He's a little cute brown dog. I liked him.
Yeah, he was super cute. Yeah, he was nice, but he also had demodectic mange, which means basically he had his skin was very itchy and his fur was coming off, which was really sad. But it's really easy to treat and it's not contagious to people. But a lot of people, once they see that a dog has a skin condition, they're I don't want to touch it, before realizing that it's really not going to do you any harm. It's just that he's itchy. So and he just had medicated baths that I gave him twice a week, and his hair started going back too. And I only had him for 2-ish weeks, 2.5 weeks, and he was trusting me a lot more. And I found out a lot more about his personality, and his skin and his hair was doing so much better. And then he found his loving home Saturday.
You sound like you're talking about an actual person.
Hey, he's just because he's a dog doesn't mean he doesn't have feelings. So
no, you're right. I'm being mean. Yeah. No, I'm happy for you that you had your little dog experience, and maybe a new dog on the way.
Yes, hopefully, since this quarantine might last another 2 months, so might as well.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was weird because today I just woke up. My mom woke me up because it's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. This is being posted on a Wednesday, but happy belated. So my mom wakes me up. She's like, "John, get up. It's Easter. You better look nice, this and that." And I'm here recording a podcast, so I guess we all have our different definitions of waking up.
Yeah, I woke up kind of late. I slept in a little bit, made banana pancakes, vegan banana pancakes, and some.
Ooh, I like that.
The eggs and sausage weren't vegan, but
you got the base right.
Yes.
You got the base right. All right. Well, we're gonna get it started. First thing we want to talk about, not to be depressing, but more of wishful thinking, very reminiscent. We want to keep it positive here. What are some great things that we miss about being in the outside world? It can be, going out dancing out in Main Street. We live in Houston. Going out to a coffee shop. What's your favorite coffee shop in Houston? Anything like that we miss from kind of going out and about, not staying at home. What's something for you, Riley?
Me, I would say Fix Coffee Bar, and it's on the edge of Montrose, going in, it's super, super close. It's super close to downtown and Midtown. and it's like has such good coffee. Well, I'm not a fan of their drip coffee. I don't drink drip coffee like that often, but
Drip.
drip coffee, like the hot, like just pot coffee, like
Okay.
that they
I don't
brew.
know, but it sounds good.
Yeah, but they have a really good honey and fig latte that's like pretty bomb. And they also like they're one of the first coffee shops that did like the honey lavender lattes that you see around, which I'm not a huge fan of like floral things like in my food. So I don't drink that personally, but their honey and fig latte is pretty awesome. They're still open for to go, so like
Mm.
definitely like if you're out and about and you have all your like mask and things on, like I would definitely, if you have time, go get a to
Yeah.
go cup of coffee from them. But I love going there like before quarantine because it was really quiet. And I'm also studying for my CPA right now, so it was like a really good place to go and like chill. It wasn't like super loud. It was very like nice vibe. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely are a coffee fanatic. You will mention so many coffee shops to me, and I'll be like, it sounds cool. I never been there."
Yeah.
But we've gone to a bunch of coffee shops. For me, I like Slow Pokes. I like their vibe. Toot Sweet, classic.
Houston
Trying to
staple.
think of the other one. The one on campus at the University of Houston, the Nook. Shout out to the Nook. Uh, but yeah, anything else you miss from quarantine? From not being in quarantine?
I guess I miss local foods. That's a big one.
Oh my god.
Like
So local
crunchy chicken
foods.
sandwich.
Do you want to explain that? Because that's heavenly.
Well, their crunchy chicken sandwich I think is bomb, but I've tried all their salads, all their things. Like, I remember just like I would just that's my go-to on like a Saturday. I woke up. Oh, and boxing. I miss boxing. That's like one of my
Oh, that's
number
right.
ones.
You
So
be knocking people out, Riley.
I don't
You
know
ain't
about that.
flexing.
I don't know about that. But I would go to this boxing gym in Midtown like 3 or 4 times a week. And then, so that was always like a good thing. Like go to my boxing class, get ready for the day, and then go to like local foods and give me a nice salad and.
Yeah, you will always be like, whenever I come over, you're just like, oh, like box me right now.
No.
And I don't know how to box at all. She's just like, yeah, yeah. Just the noises you make. I'm like, what is that?
You got to learn to protect yourself, John. It's a necessary life skill.
Okay, but I ain't got a box to protect myself.
You got to post up. JK, don't do that.
I'll
I
join
feel like
karate with the rest of the 6-year-olds.
I feel like if I ever do have an altercation with someone out and about, I could at least like throw like one good punch.
I think you could throw multiple. I think you could jab them and really surprise them.
I could just jab them. I don't think that's
Not just not just jab.
just jab the
bruh.
crap out of the
I mean, like, there's a jab step, right?
there's a jab.
I'm punching the camera
across,
right now.
There's a jab across, then you have hook, then you have uppercut, uppercut. So it's like
Are you
1,
punching the
2,
camera right
3,
now?
4, 5, 6. Yes.
Okay.
To get
That's lit.
practice. But yeah.
It's
But
funny.
yes, maybe one day I'll do like a tutorial and like very beginner. Because it took me a while because I'm also not naturally athletic or naturally coordinated. So it took me a while to get a hold of like boxing, but that's one thing I really enjoyed about it was that it requires a lot of skill. Well, not a lot of skill, but it requires like there's a technique to it. Like, yes, anyone can go and box, but like, to be like good at it, you have to like kind of like practice and like really like learn how and like also listen to your body because your body's almost like a rubber band. And like, so if like you use like your momentum and your hips and it's like a full body workout. So it's really, I think really interesting. And that's one of the things I really liked about it was that I wasn't just going to like get a good workout in. I was also learning something new.
Mhm.
So yeah. Also great
Yeah.
stress reliever. So
No, I can imagine. Like, not to put you on blast here, Riley, but you didn't work out very much before you went boxing, and
No.
then you went boxing, and like you loved that, and I was like confused. I was like, boxing? Like, that's crazy to me. But I thought you were like sparring actually, so that's where I
Oh,
was
dear
confused.
God, no, I could never punch somebody. Like, I could never actually hurt someone because my roommate actually got me into boxing. So he'll like try to like shadow box me at the apartment, and like
Shout
he'll
out
be like,
Josue.
yeah, shout out Josue, but he'll be like, like, come on, Riley, what are you doing? And I would just be like, no, no, like in the corner, like trying to like best defense. But
Uh-huh.
yeah. But no, I wasn't. I didn't work out a lot, but I also always wanted to box. So it's something that I was like, you know what, like screw it. Like I've gone through like my whole life, I can do it. Like what's stopping me now? So I was like, whatever, let me just try it and see what happens. And then I ended up loving it. So I was like, cool. But now I don't have my boxing gym right now. So that's gonna be one of the first things I do when everything goes back to normal is
Yeah, I think
get my
that's awesome though.
post
Like,
quarantine bod back.
yeah, you just went out there, you tried it, and it ended up working out for you. So that's really cool. I guess for me, what I miss, I definitely miss like going out and dancing. You know me, Riley. Like when we go out to dance, like I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place, and I like to perform for a crowd. So not having a crowd, I guess TikTok will suffice. You know what I mean?
True. Well, you can always do like a Zoom night in.
No, no Zoom. Because we had a Zoom little party for a friend, and
Yes.
that was cool and everything, but it's just kind of awkward sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah, I would say like because I was talking about this with a friend and I was like, just like there's an energy on a Friday night out, just like there's an energy of just like, yes, like we're all here, we all know what's up. Like, it's time to have a good time. It's like we're here for a good time,
hell
not a
yeah.
long time. Like music's bumping, the bar is crowded. It's time to throw it back a little bit.
Okay. She told me, John, bleep me out if I curse on here. She over here
That's
talking
not
about
a
backing
curse
it
word.
up. I'm gonna back it up. Everyone at
That
work's
song
just
on the
like,
TikTok? Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna sing that TikTok song. But
I'll sing it. I'll sing it. Back it up. Is it
the
fat
bad
snuff?
enough. Whoosh.
TikTok has some bangers on there. I
Yeah.
cannot deny.
But that's one of the things I
Um.
think is like really good. Like on a Friday after work, like you already know what's up. I always call that Friday feeling. Like you know what's up. Like about to,
Ooh, is that
go get some
trademarked?
margarita. No, it's not. I don't
You
know.
about to trademark that?
There's that Friday feeling. You go have a margarita or beer and dinner with friends, and like the night is young from there, and you just don't know what will happen. Like
Yeah. No, that's so funny. But yeah.
anything else you miss besides the downtown streets of Houston at night?
Oh well, you already know I don't like Maine.
Yeah,
Main Street it's a party street for those of you who don't live in Houston. But it's like 6th Street in Austin. Well, if you're not from Texas, you won't get that either. So I'm gonna stop talking about that, about reference points. But I don't know. Wait, what was I saying?
well, you were talking about something you missed, a night out, but you said you don't like the streets of Maine or the main street.
It's fine for those of you who care, but whatever. Something else I miss. I definitely miss going out to eat.
Mm,
Not just because of like the food, but I don't know. There's so many restaurants in Houston that have good atmosphere,
yeah.
and I feel like people when they go out, they don't really appreciate. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna paint with a broad brush here, but I really love the design of the interior to some restaurants, and the exterior, like Burger Joint.
Oh
Burger
yeah.
Joint has a good like outdoor feel, like the Heights in general.
Oh,
Um, they just have a bunch of restaurants with a good feel. Recently went to like before quarantine, Mellow Mushroom.
I've
I don't
seen
know
that
if
one.
you've
I've
heard
never
of
been
it.
though.
Yeah, yeah, it's big, and like the inside of it, excuse me, is like I, I don't know. It's just like pizza joint, but at the same time, it's very like modern and it's a very cool place. I like Mellow Mushroom, and it's got this like rock and roll theme a bit. But yeah, very cool stuff. I love eating out.
Yeah, I think that's similar to why I like miss coffee shops. It's just like there's like a vibe. Like every coffee shop has its own vibe and feel. in style.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Sorry. Oh, a lot of water stuck in my throat.
What? What was that? You sounded like
It went down
Patrick.
Little, little, it was like weird. It sounded like SpongeBob. But
Oh,
no,
you didn't watch SpongeBob, so
growing
never
up,
mind.
no, I did not. So the only SpongeBob reference I know is like via friends.
Is the what?
No, it's via friends, like people who watch like basically through osmosis. Like
Oh,
people talk about SpongeBob, so I was like, oh, okay. So to be in the
through
loop.
osmosis. My
Yeah.
name is Riley. I know osmosis.
Okay.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
You know, in another life, when I was younger, I used to be an SI, which is the tutor for biology. So yes, I do know a crap ton about osmosis. At least then I did.
About 7th grade biology, maybe. No, I'm playing.
It was college bio, like
Really?
not ninth grade. LOL, that's high school, but freshman year college bio.
Oh, at Brazosport.
You're at Bradford College, BC.
Oh, okay. I do remember that.
Yeah,
My bad.
get it right.
I'm
John.
coming. I'm coming for your credibility. I'm sorry.
Check my resume. I'm joking.
All right, cool. Then we'll go ahead and move on to the next segment, which we are dubbing Netflix recap.
Yes.
Whoa, Netflix recap. This is just stuff that we've seen on Netflix, things we have to talk about, like Tiger King, like Love is Blind.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, Love is Blind, guys.
Oh, really?
Guys, oh my god. All right, on the notes here, I have Tiger King first, but I have to talk about Love is Blind. I literally, as after I was watching the first 1 and 2, like the first 2 episodes, I was shook. Like, I was actually enjoying it. The same feeling I got from watching The Circle, which Riley, did you see The Circle?
No, but I understand like the premise of it.
You didn't like the premise of it?
No, I understand like the.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah, so the difference between Love is Blind and The Circle is that in The Circle, they don't speak through walls, they speak through TVs.
Oh.
So like it's a smart TV. I don't know the technology behind it, but basically they like they had a voice command like Siri, and then they texted out what they said. And then they sent those messages.
Oh, okay.
So it took. Oh, and then you could be a catfish or not, but that's kind of like that's a different premise because they're trying to see, oh, can you be popular and not be yourself, or can you be popular and be yourself?
Oh, okay. I just remember like the little one of the guys. I think he was like a little like Indian guy. He was like really funny and like he was just himself. Like he didn't have any like that's what I've heard about the show. He didn't have like he wasn't playing. He was just being him. Just like he was like I think that's like one of the main ones.
Shubham. Yeah.
Yeah. And his dad was so cute. I saw like something that like someone posted. Like,
I posted that.
Right. Yeah.
For those of you who watched it, I posted that freaking when he was talking to his dad, dude. That made me tear up, bro.
Aw. Super sweet.
Okay.
But yes, Love is Blind. Initial thoughts.
You asked me to, because initially we were going to do the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But that is an addicting show. So I've watched it the whole way through. Ended up staying up till 6 a.m, going through only to the 6th episode. So it's a long show. Okay, so here are the initial notes I had, Riley. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Keep in mind, I wrote these after the 2nd episode, okay? So don't judge me.
Okay.
Carlton, I'm hot and cold, was but got better along the way. This is only the 2nd episode.
Okay.
Diamond is a queen. Whatever. Okay. Lauren and Cameron. Ah! Jessica is cute, but she doing my man's Mark dirty.
Yes.
Barnett, in parentheses, player, is overrated, but I'm hot and cold. Rory, now Rory isn't like one of the main characters who you who follows to the end, but he talks to Barnett, the player. And I just thought he was being a real one, being a big bro. And then I put Damien's proposal in all caps. Three
Oh, I have
heart.
thoughts about their whole proposal.
Wait, you what about the
I
proposal?
said I have thoughts about that.
Okay, you go ahead. You talk about Love Is Blind real quick.
Okay, so initial thoughts. So I watched it a while back, so like I and that and like
Mhm.
so my initial thoughts when I first watched it was Lauren and her Boo Thing, the scientist. I was like super cute. I was like, you know what? From the very beginning, I was like, I could see them as being endgame. Diamond and Carlton from the very beginning, I was like, oh, that's super cute. Barnett, I just feel like he gets like caught up in the moment. So the show kind of like edited him as like a player, like a playboy or like a F boy or whatever. Amber, she wilds. Like she's a little wild, but she's funny. Like she's like a real, like she's like real, you know what I mean? Like she's like very
I
much
honestly
like
thought you would like
upfront,
Amber.
direct. No, I do. I like her, but she's very upfront, direct. Like I like that. Jessica at first, like the only comment first episode was like her voice is annoying. But that's just me. She just has a really high pitched voice. But as a person in the first like one episode or something, I was like, okay, I guess she's fine. And then who else? Oh, Damien and Gigi. So I liked Damien and Gigi. And then there's Kelly and is it Kevin?
Kelly and Kenny. Get my man's Kenny name right, bro.
Okay,
Kenny was did dirty.
Like high key, like you'll see throughout the season, Kenny's like he's like a great man. Like he is like so sweet and so nice through everything. He is like always a gentleman, like to his core. He is like a gentleman and like such a sweet man. But yeah, but those are my initial thoughts. So then going after this season, do you want to like pick a couple to like, or can we talk about? Let's talk about the one that didn't last. Let's talk about Carlton and Diamond.
Yeah, that's the first one I wanted to talk about. So if you have not seen the show, and you don't have interest in it, I recommend you pause this video and you go on YouTube somewhere. You search up Diamond and Carlton breakup.
Oh my god, yes.
That is the most tense breakup scene I've ever seen. And it's not even like emotional. It's more just like, oh, they broke through the pods because initially they meet each other in the pods. That's the concept. And then they have to propose to each other, and then they go to Mexico for a little pre-wedding honeymoon. But yeah, like it just comes to a clash, and like you can see their real personalities, because I had a huge problem with Carlton not being upfront about his past. And it's not even like it matters. It like, okay, it's not even that his past matters. It's more like he wasn't upfront about it.
Yeah. I think that was a big thing. But also what I thought was weird is going into like their honeymoon, he started acting like a different person.
Yes, dude.
Like he started acting like really like kind of like toxic masculinity, like you're mine, like kind of possessive and a little bit like he had like an attitude and like an edge that like wasn't there before. And I was like, where'd the good old preachers
like it's not a cool edge.
Like I was like, and then like because I think she was more upset the fact that like because I feel like if he was up front and you know being in the pods and stuff like that and they still clicked, like she would have been able to like accept it and see past it. But the fact that he was just like didn't tell her until after he proposed to her, I think that was like the biggest issue for her.
It really was. And at first I really liked Diamond. I don't hate her now, but I like Diamond whenever she would tell Jessica or someone else. Yeah. She told Jessica like, oh, Barnett's not your man's, like Mark, you've been day one Mark.
Yeah.
Barnett's not your man. I thought Diamond was real. But yeah, I just grew like out of her. Didn't really care for her at the end. No offense to her.
I feel like she had a right to be angry and a right to like end it, just because like, the seriousness of like, hey, like you're proposing to this person, like you're picking that you want to like be with them, and like because all of them said some pretty deep stuff in the pods. Like you're saying like, oh, like I found like you know my wife, my forever person, and then you're not going to tell them something that's a big part of you. I think that's I think that's what stuck with her most. But the breakup, oh my goodness. But he got disrespectful first. That's the thing. So like I don't fault her for
Yeah.
saying everything I say, but she started quoting me like, oh my gosh, this is the
Bro, when
best
she
thing
said
ever.
that,
Like and
I
then
busted out laughing, dude. She
I
said,
was
"To
like,
the next boy." I was like,
oh
"Dang,
yeah.
okay."
And then but he told her called her out on her wig slipping. And I was like, that's a low blow. I was like, that's low.
Dude, he was so salty, and it was for
Mm-hmm.
no reason because she wanted to get to know more. He
Exactly.
was he was being too defensive.
Very.
But we'll move on to the next little boy, which is Mark and Jessica.
Oh my goodness,
Um,
Jessica Trifling. So I was just
First we'll talk about when they met. Mark and Jessica, I think, were cute at first. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm not gonna front. I was connecting with Mark because he's Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is it? He mama's boy. I'm a little mama's boy too. And he what else? I guess I could feel like he was a short king. So there was that. And Jessica, well, I didn't think she was the prettiest or the funniest or had a personality whatsoever.
Oh,
Um I supported Mark in his pursuit of Jessica, you know?
okay. Well, the thing is, like, I never thought Mark was that short. Like, he was still taller
I
than
didn't
her,
either.
so I don't understand what her issue is. And like, I also like, I'm not like a heightist. I don't know. I don't discriminate against height normally. Like, if the vibes there, the vibes there, and you click or whatever. Like, to me, it
And
doesn't really matter. But
and all through the stupid engagement, she would just bring it up. She would bring up the height. I like bigger guys,
oh
and she'd
yeah,
bring up the age.
but she's like a very petite woman. So I was like, almost any guy is gonna be bigger than you for one. And then also, like, she would kept bringing up the age difference. And then what made me feel really bad for like Mark is that like she got rejected by Barnett, and then all of a sudden went back to Mark. And like I don't see how he didn't see that he was like the second choice in that matter.
Yeah.
But like also he's a really good guy because he never got any ill feelings towards Barnett, and I think that's like true and showing that like but he's not the issue, she's the issue. But
No, she was the issue big time, and I really, oh, she irked me
yeah.
so many times, especially when she said that Burnett is so hot when she was drunk. I was like,
Oh my gosh, and he forgave her after she was because like he was like saying he was trying to compliment her when she was drunk. Oh, I think like you're the
bro,
best or something. And then she took it like so wrong. And then she was like, well, you're not this. She was like, I think Barton is low. I'm like, girl. And like, when you're drunk, you say a lot of things with time. True. Like there's stuff you
but
feel
why would you
later.
say that to your fiance?
Exactly. And then he like ended up, he was like, I'm out. And I was like, I would have done that too, but also I wouldn't have been as nice to her the next day like he was. Cause like every single time throughout obstacles in their relationship, she found something. She was like, it's the age difference. It's this, it's that, and stuff like that. But then he would do something to like win it back. And then she would always say, like, you know what? Like, I don't know. Like, she was like, I need to like stop being so like closed off because I've never connected with someone anymore in my entire life. She would always say something lines. And then, but she would
She was
always
being
seek
too fickle.
validation from other people that her relationship was okay and that he was okay. When he never really did anything to like, like have her think that he wasn't like there for the right reason, care and stuff like that. So
Yeah, she really irked me. If you want to hit on another white girl, go ahead and watch that that whole thing play out because that is annoying.
and when
Um,
she got drunk at Barnett's birthday party, oh my gosh,
and then she trying to
Jessica,
hit on Barnett.
a mess. But I was
Oh, a
like,
reason why I liked Amber so much, I forgot to write that down, is because she would call out Jessica in her little talking head. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah, she knew, she saw, but also I like Amber because like I know my man's, I got my like she can do what she
She
wants.
really did
I got my
trust
man.
him.
Yeah. But like every time I felt so bad for Barnett because he would be like so uncomfortable in those situations. And like I would be like, he's like a good dude because he just like he like dealt with it as best as he could, honestly. Like he really did. He was always like kind and like nice and like, like everything.
Yeah, I definitely thought he was overrated at first. And then when he had his downfall with Elsie and Jessica and yeah, those two, I was like, you deserve it. But then after he showed his loyalty to Amber, I was like, okay, like I respect him a little more for that.
Yeah. I felt kind of bad for LC going back to like kind of the beginning of the show because like some of the stuff she said at the end, she was like, "Am I?" I was like, "Oh my god, girl, that's it." I was like, "That sucks," and I felt so
Yeah,
bad.
she did get the short end, but you
Yeah,
know, I'm sure she can do better than Barnett, honestly.
true. John, can we do a timeout? Because I need to get my charger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we will be back. So
Okay,
we
great.
are back. We're gonna go ahead and get into the endings. So if you don't want it spoiled, click off or just skip to the next part. um, so yeah, the couples that end up getting married are going to the wedding are Gigi and what's his name?
Damien.
Damien Powers, um, Mark and Jessica. Um, who gets there? Cameron and Lauren, and I'm
Yes.
missing one. Oh, Kenny and Kelly.
Kenny Kelly and Amber Barnett.
Amber Barnett. Yeah, all right.
I think the
So
people who had the smoothest weddings were Amber and Barnett.
yeah. What do you mean by
Yeah.
smoothest?
Like their family looked like they were having a good time together. Like they like well,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But yeah.
I
But
thought Cameron and Lauren's wedding was fine too.
oh yeah, true. It just looked like I guess like Amber and Barnett, they just looked really fun. So
Yeah.
so
I
also I
honestly
would like to say what were you gonna say?
I honestly see them the most together. Like I don't know why. I just thought like I could see them at a like a college football game, drinking and having fun.
Amber Barnett?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because like so I also am gonna go back to the bachelorette party. Amber's like little thing she said when she was drunk was like the cutest little thing. She was like, "I'm marrying my best friend." Oh, it was so cute. I was like, "That's me." When
I
I
thought it was
heard that.
cute. I thought it was a little messy and a little
Oh yeah, that they.
they
Yeah,
edit it so that it's cute, but I'm like, that's kind of not cute.
yeah, true. But also, I mean, that's the producers. They chose to interview her at that state.
Her and Jessica. And the
Oh,
biggest problem I have with Jessica, well, actually it's during like the beginning, right? But you know, those problems grew.
oh
And
yeah.
it's just that she kept her mouth moving like as if she was going to marry this guy. And I'm like, I knew damn well that she was not going to marry him.
Right? Like I feel like from the very beginning, like when she like made her whole speech, like and she like left him at the altar, like all the other couples that like didn't really work out, like they showed they at least had like a hard time saying no. But she was just like
Yeah.
gave her little speech and like done. So I was like, did you legit just like get all dressed up, come out to say this? And she was like, bye. Like she looked like she didn't have that much of an issue, which is up to me. And then like, because Kelly and Kenny didn't work out either. Like Kelly looked like she was actually like sad about saying no. You know?
Yeah. I thought they were kind of a stale bread couple. Like they weren't doing anything for me,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it then turned into something that was like actually interesting to talk about because she left him. Which is sad to say. Like I'm not relishing over the fact that they didn't get married or anything. I'm relishing in the fact that Mark
yeah.
and Jessica didn't get married cuz oh, for one thing, I noticed her parents weren't even there. Um and I was just
True.
like, you're not gonna get married without your parents being there. And they didn't even show him meeting their parents, obviously, because this was a one-sided relationship.
Yeah, that's true. And then what shocked me though was that Damien and Gigi didn't get married. That was a big shocker for me.
That really shocked me. Dude, you can ask my sister, you can ask my mom. I was watching the finale with them, and I like the biggest gasp of all time. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
but they fought like bad. Like their fights were like, yeah. But I could see where he was
They
coming from,
were
and
toxic high school.
I could see like where he was coming from with like. So I mean, it was shocking, I think, because like he didn't like hint at all that he would do that. So I feel like to her it was like out of the blue.
It was.
So
And he raised concerns about it at that dinner, but I thought it was moving forward.
oh, right? Yeah, I thought so too. And they had the whole like making out of.
Who who else are we missing?
Well, Lauren Cameron, cute in game, in my opinion. Amber Barnett, cute in game. And like, so then there was Jessica and Mark, disaster. There was Kelly and
Compl
Kenny, which
Honestly,
Kenny, I felt really bad for Kenny, but I think he is like better off.
he is,
Mm.
and the thing is, like, when he got stood up at the altar, and he still stood up there and said great I forgot what he said, but he wasn't like he was just being a I don't wanna say it this way, but he was being a good sport.
Right? And like even her mom, and I was like, oh my God, like, oh my God, this guy is like
Oh
such
my
a, he's just
god.
like a great guy. Like he's just like, you know what? Like, that's her decision. Thank you all for like coming, even though it's out. Like he was like, yeah, he was a true supporter and gentleman till the end. Like he even like told him like, hey, I'm not gonna talk about this right now. Like,
He definitely
you
kept
know,
his composure. He was oh my god. And the thing is,
yeah.
I still don't know why they didn't get married because they had everything lined up for them. Like their families, their parents, both sides had gotten engaged to each other, in such a short amount of time. And
Oh, true.
I'm gonna say it, they were both Caucasian, and they had like this perfect thing, or I guess to us it was perfect, or to me at least, and it didn't work out. So I guess that says something.
Yeah,
Like even if you do have everything lined up, it doesn't mean you guys should get married.
that's true. I was a little confused as to why. I guess she wanted more like fire and more passion. Is from what I got from it. What she said.
I guess so. I really don't know.
Yeah. But so do you think, John, after the end of the whole season,
That Love is Blind? I don't know because they kept asking that, and I was like, okay, but what does that mean? you know? Do you think Love is Blind?
to an extent, because I think like someone can be like attractive to you, and then like once you get to know them, it turns like it amplifies the attraction, you know? So I
Yeah.
think that like getting to know
Okay.
someone's like values, like story in their life, like really like um can like make a connection. And even though like say like you end up dating someone who's not typically like a type you would go after, but they're still an attractive person, but they're just not typically a type you would go after. And then like seeing their values, how your values align with theirs, how like you have a connection, you can talk for hours, you'll have similar like maybe not similar likes because that doesn't you can still stay without that. But like you just like
Mhm.
click like emotionally, I feel like that can amplify and intensify it a lot more. But then also I think like they got to like a connect as like people and like I guess they got to connect their souls connected or whatever. And then like once they found out that they were like they met each other, I feel like that like intensified their connection because they're also attracted to each other.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where I had to suspend my disbelief a little bit because these people are all beautiful, right? But I will
Yeah.
say they were more real than a show like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Because if you watch that show, they're literally supermodels.
First monster.
They're models by day, astronauts by night, stuff like that. Um, but
True.
Love Is Blind, they were. I could probably see these people out and about.
Yeah. I feel true because like none of them were like none of them were like ugly people. Like not that like I mean also beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like it's who's a who say who is like unattractive or not. But all of them were like good looking people. Like and like they weren't like thirst monster Eve like in The Bachelor, where some people are. Well, I do think like Jessica was a little bit because she went through the whole entire thing, didn't even get didn't, but you could like tell that she just wasn't in it from like the very beginning though. That's the only thing. But
Yeah, a little fun fact. There was actually like no one auditioned for this. There were scouts that went on Tinder, went on dating apps, and in Atlanta, they all live in Atlanta. trying to see who would be down for this social experiment. So that's why I guess you
Oh,
see a little less supermodel people and you see more normal people, um, just a little more beautiful, right?
yeah.
But yeah, just a little fun fact there. My question is, this is the last one. I promise people who don't care about this. Uh, would you go on Love Is Blind?
I think if I was like older and like super single still, maybe. It'd be a maybe because also like, like it is a short period of time you get to know this
Hmm.
person. No, I don't think so. Never mind.
You don't think so? Wait, why'd you say no?
No,
Why would you say
because I'm definitely like a private person, so putting my dating life out there for like the world to see, or would I just do an experiment like Love is Blind?
no? Would you go on Love Is Blind? Because they're probably looking right now. It's new season's coming in 2021.
Hard pass, hard pass. I would, yeah, hard pass just because like I don't know, like I mean, because I feel like if dating now, like not that I like look past all those things, but I feel like I'm not very materialistic when I date. Like I don't need you to have like a Ferrari. Like I can look past like certain things and accept. I feel like because I feel like all these people also like experience that kind of like maybe putting in a box,
A little
a
pod.
little pod, I guess. Yeah, so hard pass for me. What about you?
Yeah, that's a no. No explanation needed. Just watch the show if you haven't. Okay, that takes us to our second show, our last show of the Netflix recap, Tiger King. Now, Tiger King has been blowing up. This is old news, same thing as Love Is Blind, but now it's in podcast form. I think the beauty about this podcast is, we don't have that connection right now to, oh, when you meet up with your friends, let's talk about the show that's so crazy, and it's virtual now. So we're gonna do that. Tiger King. So your initial thoughts, Riley, because you've only seen episode one.
Yeah. Fashion on point. I'm joking.
The
Like,
fashion, low
uh,
key though, low key though.
like, I would say so. Right now, like I've heard like the buzz about things. I didn't really know what to expect. It was different than when the first episode was different than what I expected. Because at first it's like, oh, murder for hire. Then it's just where the first episode kind of just talks about like the shade and like the big cat community
Yeah.
and like the different
Uh-huh.
people and like so Joe Exotic, I guess I would just call him eccentric. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, and he just like really loves cats. But his story is kind of sad, and like I get why he loves cats. I mean, first of all of it is animal exploitation. I don't know why they all point fingers. All of everything they do is animal exploitation. So
Yeah.
I mean, technically they all do the same thing in some type of way. They just do them in different ways. But I mean, how he connected with cats is kind of nice. He found it was like a little bit of like a therapy for him. Which so I see why he loves cats so much. Does that justify owning 277 cats? And I put them in cages? No, I don't think so. And also with the comment, like he used to do magic shows and basically like dare presentations, like Stay Away from Drugs. How lit would that be if someone had like a magic show, brought out tigers, and
Hell
like was
no.
like say no to drugs? I mean, as a kid, not knowing about exploitation now, but as a kid, I'd be like, that's pretty lit. But,
Dude, I would only
other
expect
than
for that to
that,
happen in Oklahoma. I could never. Are you kidding me? I'd freak out. I'd walk out of that gymnasium, out of that cafeteria.
yeah, I
Sorry, we're
was just
not
like,
having
what
that.
is this?
Wait, okay,
But
go ahead. Continue.
and then Carol Baskin, like everyone, I've heard the accusations, but like she doesn't seem like that bad.
She's only seen
But
the
also
first
like
episode, people.
she acts like
Don't come for her.
yeah, she acts like she doesn't exploit cats, but she also sells tickets to her big cat rescue because technically, if she wasn't exploiting them, she wouldn't give tours. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like she would just have a sanctuary for cats. But I guess you got to make money somehow. It's just I feel like she just has more like land. I don't know, like how she. I don't know how her stuff is different than his, except for the fact that he does like the cub petting. In my opinion, like, but from what I've seen, like that's like one of their big differences is like she has, I guess, like more room for them to roam and be cats, I guess, and then he kind of like does a little more with like, look at what this cat can do. Hug the kitty cat. Here, take a picture. Charge you $10. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff like that. And then Doc Antle, he just like trains animals for movies, basically, right? Well, he
Yeah,
does
so
more
he
than
does
that,
the
but like
same thing,
that was one of his
something
big
as Joe
moneymakers.
Exotic,
Yeah.
except his is more like a SeaWorld thing, That's how I see it. You'll kind of put more pieces to the puzzle together as the doc goes along, the documentary, not Doc himself. But okay, so I kind of struggled with that too about how Carol Baskin's little thing, her operation is different from Joe's. Because at first it's like, oh, she's doing it for the love of the animals, but like at the same time, she
Yeah.
does charge people. But I do think the main difference is she doesn't like breed cubs, which I guess is just a little bit
Yeah.
better. Obviously, like breeding cubs just for the cute factor, and then there's more accusations
Yeah.
that they don't really get into that much, so it's not really a spoiler. But they accuse Doc and Joe of breeding them, and then once they've what is it?
Like
They
aren't cute
euthanize
and
them.
little
They
anymore.
So that thing I would not agree with, but yeah, I just think no one should really be owning those tigers. They should be in the wild. Uh
No.
but
Yeah.
yeah, any other thoughts?
The fact that he has a TV show and 2 albums, pretty interesting. But I guess he just like I feel like in his mind he always wants to be famous or an entertainer. Or like he thinks he is one. But
Yeah. Oh, okay, so that's what I wanted to
um,
say. Like he is a character, dude. Like there's no
yeah.
going around that. And um okay, so about his backstory, he does have a like a really tragic one, but you're gonna see
Yeah.
like I just think he uses it to manipulate people. And then towards the
Ooh.
end, it just doesn't work that much. He's
Yeah.
not a good guy, honestly.
Yeah, because like with the first episode, it just kind of looks like, oh, she's like, it's mostly just cats. And then like but his stuff, but then like I see why he doesn't like her though. Like because she like had him followed, like like and like also kind of targeted him. Like I mean she's kind of getting in the way of his hustle. He got to eat, he got bills to pay. You may not agree with the way he does it, but you know, like you're kind of getting in the way of his livelihood.
Yeah, go ahead and
So
talk
it's
about
like
that.
and
Go
you're kind
ahead.
of targeting him. So it's like, I mean, I understand why he doesn't like her. You know, like I think it's pretty justified why. I think he's a little like takes it like a little over the edge with like having guns to protect like against PETA for his property and stuff like that. But um like I mean if I was him and I thought my ways were justified and like you know with my animals and stuff like that, like I would probably dislike her too. But
Yeah,
yeah.
so she does go after him a lot, and okay, because they talk about it later on, and Joe does mention like I respect that she's a master marketer, and she is because like she knows that in a pursuit of the good, that you need a villain, you need a scapegoat, and that is Joe Exotic. And Joe Exotic tries to do the same thing with Carol Baskin, and that's like his nemesis or whatever. But Carol, she knows how to play a crowd. She knows how to, I'm gonna say, manipulate people. And oh my god, Riley, whenever she talks about her husband and the
Mhm.
disappearance of her, I need to hear what you have to say because
Okay.
she's so shady.
Okay. I can see right now she's I feel kind of playing cheetah print all the time. And then I feel like even though like all of them are sane, like Doc Antle's the most sane one, like out of all of them. And I feel like he's like I mean they're all like business people, but he's like more of like a legitimate like businessman.
Honey, you got a big storm coming.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, no,
But
but that's what's so funny about these docs, or this documentary in particular, is you meet these people and then you're like, okay, why am I watching a documentary about these like old white people? What is this? What is going on? And then the further you get into it, it's like, oh my god, what the heck?
yeah, I don't know. It was pretty interesting though. It was very interesting. It's kind of cool, I guess, in a way. a bright side of it is that like Joe Exotic kind of made his business a way for people who are kind of like outsiders to fit in. Because I don't know if you noticed that like a lot of his, they said like a lot of his like team is like, I think one of the guy who
he's
something
the
Kirkman,
the reality
like the
TV
people,
producer.
yeah, he like says like, you know, his place is like kind of for misfits. So I guess, you know, like all these people who like felt they didn't fit in, like they fit in with him, you know. So that's kind of nice, you know. So I guess like right now I'm seeing like the little like nice side of him, which I feel like I'm gonna see a darker side of all the characters later on.
You
So
really are, and it just hits you. What is it? But that's the thing about this documentary. It's so dang good. Please watch it if you have not. I am overhyping it, and I have heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's overhyped," but it's good for what it is. So, you know, take with that what you will. Here's my question. When did you go to Joe Exotic Zoo?
probably when I was like younger and didn't know better.
Okay. You know Shaq went to his zoo?
Oh really?
And Kevin Hart, I think. And you know, he's had some celebrities go there. So pretty crazy, pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
I just think it's wild that like they've all been doing this, like, you know, like there's this like, because I think in the beginning they were like the monkey people are kind of weird, but like, and then they're like the cat people backstabbers. I was like, what the heck? I was like, I don't know, this community of exotic lovers is kind of wild. It's like if you're a monkey person, here are your traits. Like, but
which brings us to our next topic. But before we have that, we're gonna take another break. But stay tuned. All right, everyone, we are back. Okay. We are going to wrap things up with a little go away final thoughts. What we have been doing during the quarantine, or something new that we've watched aside from like The Tiger King and Love Is Blind. Something new that we picked up, started doing. Riley, what is your something new?
I'm gonna say like there's gonna be a lot like so. Something new on say on the music forefront. So I listen like Two Friends mixes. So they make like they're called like Big Booty mixes. But Two Friends Big Booty Mix Volume 17 hits. Like it's so good. It's so good. Like if you're into like rock EDM type music, like I recommend it because each mix is an hour long almost. Volume 17 slaps. And then game I don't think I came up with this game. It was just something I thought. So basically, I was just like chilling with a friend, and then I decided to get like an app, draw card app. And so, like, say you got like you drew a king, so you would have to ask a question that like starts with like that has like references like the letter K. So like say like you draw a K, be like, what's your number? Like karaoke, or like say you drew like a 10.
It sounds
like,
good, yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? You just go like back and forth. And it can be as deep or as light. It's just a really cool game. Pass some time, talk for hours with friends.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. And like the fact that you came up with that, you need to trademark that. That's crazy. Like honestly, we might play that one time on the podcast, but
that'd be fun.
Something new for me. I recently got like Adobe Photoshop, like the whole suite. So I've been messing around a lot with that. Illustrator. I just normally wanted Illustrator, but now I'm gonna be using Premiere Pro to like edit the video for this podcast. So for those of you watching on YouTube, that's
fancy.
That's how I made it. And then just working out, doing some home workouts, but I have slowly fallen behind due to just other stuff. We still got school going on. So yeah, just working out and Adobe Creative Cloud. That's all.
That creative outlet.
For sure. Alrighty, we are going to wrap this thing up. Riley, thank you so much for talking to me, especially on Easter Sunday. This is a sacred day, so we reserved it for the most sacred podcast. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far, go ahead and follow us on Spotify. Check out my Anchor page that I'll leave in the description. Follow us on Instagram at MiTierraMC. So stay tuned. New episode next week. and stay safe out there.
Oh, bye guys. Bye.
Bye.